too much, just somebody to love. Oh, yeah. I don't need nothing else. I promise, girl, I swear. Somebody to love. I need somebody. Oh, yeah. Love. Yeah. TikTok. Send the notification out. There we go. How we doing today, guys? Someone just told me I look like JB because of my hoodie and jacket combination, so I started singing some JB. I need somebody to love. Oh, no, 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 no. How you doing, though? What's going on? Yeah, my people are here. Perfect. Hold on. Let me see what people of mine are here. There we go. All right. Oh, okay, that's good. Oh, that's great. All right. How we doing, though? What's going on, baby? Like the live, share the live. Bring your sister, your cousin, your mother, your auntie, all of them. What the hell is going on right now? What? I don't like that. Excusez-moi. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. How are we today, though? You guys having a good day? Are we having fun? Feeling good? All that good stuff. There we go. That's what I was wondering. Like, why am I so yellow? There we go. Something around there. There we go. I wanted this live to happen so bad. Your wish is my command, apparently. I am here. Speak of the Jason, and he shall appear. You know what I'm saying? Alright. I mean, not get too crazy just yet. I will get crazy later on this live, though. Just full disclosure. It will happen. Why are you running? How you doing, man? How you doing, Cass? I love when a chick asks your number first, but before you have. Perfect. Which is, I mean, it's a good thing most of the time. There are some chicks out there that'll be like, let me get your number as a way to speed up the process so they can get rid of you. That does happen. But for the most part, yeah, it's a really good thing. Absolutely. Why not? Have you seen what's happened in London? I literally just uploaded a video about it. By the way, if you're here and you want to see my opinion on that whole Omale situation, I broke it all down. I didn't want it to be as long as it was, like a 3-minute video, but I need to get as many things out there as possible just so people are like caught up and understand the way to think about things like that when they see it. You know, it's the Omale situation, the Usher situation. It's like similarities here and there. Go watch the video, go show it some love, like it, share it, all that good stuff. And then come back. We got stuff to discuss today. We got stuff to talk about. Guy got his girl on stage. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And don't feel sorry for him either. That's his fault. When your girl acts like that in public, that is your fault. And this is the kind of personal responsibility men need to take. She lacks discipline. No problem. Right? Why'd you choose her then? She doesn't have the ability to understand not to chase another man's validation over risking your own relationship. Whose fault is that? Who's the guardian of the relationship? Who's the gatekeeper of commitment? Right? So no matter how you slice it, I don't feel sorry for bro. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Thanks for joining the live, though. This must be a great day for lives and stuff. Appreciate you guys for coming. Like the live, share the live, all that good stuff. Thank you for being here, though. Let's talk about some real stuff now. You think Gregory Ballworth is home? I have no idea who that is. To learn from them. To learn from what? To learn what from them? Oh, yeah, there we go. I wanted to ask you about dating shows. We were watching Love Island, and I wanted to ask, is there anything to learn from them? Yes, if you know what to look out for. It's not that it's wrong to watch these shows. It's actually very educational, but you have to know what you're looking at, though. You know, Love Island, The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. All these shows are great. You just have to know what you're looking at. So, you know, having good fundamental, solid game to begin with, like an understanding of it, will help you make sense of those shows. Because a lot of the things that happen in those shows are not that surprising. It's actually one of my superpowers. I should do that with you guys at some point. But I watch these shows with my girls, and they're always impressed with how I can predict how it's going to go. It's like, oh yeah, this is going to happen. This guy's going to like this girl. This guy's going to, when he finds out what this girl looks like, he's going to be disappointed. This and da. I'm like that when I watch these shows. But that's because I already have a very firm, like, base and understanding of how human interaction goes, especially between men and women. So yeah, these shows are fun. They're fun if you know what you're doing. Let's see. Like, are there series and books I can read to improve? Absolutely. Start with stuff like Sperm Wars, The Mystery Method by Eric Markovic, stuff like that. Yo, I just asked you a question in your DMs. I'm not sure if you could check it out. Probably not. Not right now, obviously. Ask it to me here. Bros goated. I try to be. What do you think of making your girl jealous? Very important. Very useful, too. Especially when you're already in a relationship with her. I mean, it works well before that point, but especially in a relationship, you do need to create competition anxiety for sure. To keep it going long term, to keep it exciting, to keep it dramatic, stuff like that. I always talk about relationships in terms of like a soap opera. There has to be conflict, there has to be resolution. There has to be conflict, there has to be resolution. And every good soap opera ends each episode in conflict. Why? Because that's what the motivation is, to see the resolution of that conflict in the next episode. So, hold on, let me increase my letters and make them bigger. There we go, much better. That's how it works. That's how it should work anyway. The better your competition anxiety in a relationship, and by the way, not just for women, for men too. If men get too complacent, it's just as bad as when women get too complacent. Things go bad. Bad things happen. That's why I always tell you guys, date women that you find truly attractive, because it will give you like that extra bit of urgency and motivation to want to keep things going the way you want them to go, right? If you have a girl that's like a 6 or a 7, what's the motivation to like want to look good for her? But if you got a 10, then it's like she has 10 friends, she has a social life, all these amazing things. You don't want to be the ugliest boyfriend or the weirdest looking or the fattest boyfriend when you're in that friend group. You also don't want to be the one with the least amount of self-confidence, obviously. So yeah, it's definitely a big motivation for you to be urgent around your girl. Let's see. Do you think is her fault, or what's your reason for it's his fault? So I don't think it's her fault at all. I can call her lacking in discipline, for sure. Yes, we can all agree she clearly lacks discipline. She clearly doesn't have the ability to understand how to act right. But again, it's a woman we're talking about. That's the thing about women. Women are creatures that spook easy. If a woman is doing something with all the confidence in the world, you got to ask yourself immediately, where the hell did she get that from? We're talking about the same creature that doesn't go into Ubers by themselves. They always have to go into the Uber or even the bathroom. They always have to go in groups. Why do they do that? For their own protection. Why they do literally half the things they do on a daily basis. It's just because of how scared they are of putting themselves in compromising positions. So you're telling me women, as spooked out as they are on a daily basis, all of a sudden one of them is like, yeah, let me just go grind on a famous man on stage while my boyfriend watches. That means she's reached a level of comfort with him that she was never supposed to reach. That's what happened. It's his fault. It's his fault. Like, what? What? It's his fault, no matter how you slice it. Yes, he's lacking in discipline. But if he carried himself correctly and he made his standards and expectations known from the jump and, continue to reinforce them throughout the relationship, then she would have known she couldn't get away with that kind of behavior. It's that simple. It's that simple. It's his fault. Name a country for an edit. Kenya. What do you think of making your girl jealous? Oh, I didn't answer that one. You sound like Arisa M. Tisa. Oh, I've heard about her. Do I sound like her? I've never actually watched any of the videos. I've seen every other video about her except her videos on my For You page. It's kind of weird. But thanks for the heart. But yeah, I heard she's like doing numbers right now. Good for her. Apparently she's like an amazing storyteller or something. And she's gone through some amazing things in her life. Maybe eventually I'll get onto that. But it's my girl that's really like keeping me up to date with the story and whatever. But yeah, that sounds fun. Bros goated, bro. Bros. How you doing, Trinity? I like that name. Basically, I asked if being disrespectful to a girl also works as a way to break rapport. Well, not disrespectful, but definitely like you can tease, you can clown her a little bit, you can do things. Thanks for all the gifts. You can do things that make her feel like she make her feel unsure about whether she has you or not. That's very cool. But don't go out of your way to be disrespectful or to insult women. That's counterproductive. That does not work. That's not gonna win you any points later on. Just being a little more disagreeable, being a little more difficult. Don't tell her she's ugly. tell her she has an interesting look. Does that make sense? It's a small difference, but very important. Very, very important. You don't want her to feel insulted. You want her to feel devalidated. There's a difference. Let's see. Hello, man. How you doing, Garrett? What's going on, Trinity? Trinity's going on with the bros. I appreciate that. I did it, and it felt great, honestly, but wasn't sure if it was actually a good idea. So you did what most men fall for, which is you felt the tension that usually comes with dealing with women, and you fall for the temptation of releasing that tension in the wrong way. It feels good to just allow yourself to go off on a woman, but in the vast majority of cases, that's never the good idea. That's never the right thing to do. It just makes you look weaker, right? It's a very few type of situations where really letting a woman have it makes sense. And even in those situations, it's like a woman you've been dealing with for a while, right? You don't want to do that with any woman you haven't been dealing with for a long time, because you shouldn't care that much about any woman you haven't been dealing with for a long time. So, don't do that again. Be a little more disciplined about how you distribute your emotion, okay? You're a man. Cho been active now, snapping out now. Someone's like advertising. Fours only. You can never. You don't understand what any of that means, bro. How do you keep girls interested until you meet them? Is it okay to go a day or two without talking? Is what I assume you want to say. Yes. So here's the thing. You got to think about it like this. You got to think about it like she's a horse, and you have to have some kind of a carrot on a stick to lead her on. I keep telling you guys the same thing all the time. Whenever you send any kind of communication to a girl, especially text, you have to make sure that there's some kind of motivation that'll make her want to answer the text, whether it's positive emotional motivation or negative emotional motivation. In simple terms, there has to be some reason, some leverage for why she has to absolutely answer that text. If that reason doesn't exist, there's a good chance she's not answering the text. Just on a basic level. Now, when you take that a little bit further, you escalate a little bit, you need to have some reason why she wants to see you again, or see you at all from, talking on the phone. Maybe you saw her before in real life and you gave her your phone number, or she gave you yours and started texting, or you met her online. Whatever the case is, you need to find a way to reel her in. It's like fishing, right? You put a bait out there, you put the hook behind the bait, and then you just slowly reel her in. If you yank on it too hard, you cut the line. If you do it too slowly, now the fish has control of your rod and it's swimming away with it. You have to find that perfect balance between do just enough to make her feel like she should be interested in coming to see you again. Otherwise, you probably won't. So yeah, doing stuff like ignoring her for a few days, if it's the correct thing to do, and I think I'll be honest with you, in most cases it probably is. If you do it correctly though, if you time it correctly, you can't do that in like the first, I want to say 2 or 3 days of texting her. Maybe not even the first week, because you're still trying to get her to see how interesting and intriguing and fun texting you is, right? In those stages, cultivate the good emotions. You can bring the bad emotions and make her feel the fear of missing out on you a little later on when she's begun to like appreciate the good emotions. Does that make sense? So yeah, it works if you do it right. How do you get men to leave you the hell alone? Be ugly. Be ugly. That's the correct answer, Nisha. Anyone else that tells you anything else is lying to you. You really actually want men to leave you alone? Be ugly. Go gain 100 pounds. Stop taking care of yourself. Smell as bad as you possibly can. You will never get another man a day in your life. But you're not going to do that, are you? No, Nisha, because you need male validation. Let's be honest. It's not that you want men to leave you alone. You just want a certain kind of man to leave you alone. But here's what happens, Nisha. Everything you do to get the man you want, you also attract other kinds of men. It just is what it is. It's kind of like being a guy is the same way. Everything that I do to make myself attracted to a certain kind of woman that I want, you also get the attention of women you don't want. It is what it is. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Okay, be grateful, Nisha. Walk around this world with gratitude in your heart. Hi, Cuba. What's going on? Who cares what people think? You shouldn't care enough about what people think to the point where you're like, either stifling yourself or completely changing your outlook on life, right? But you should definitely be able to take feedback from others. It's very important as a human being. We are humans. We are a collaborative species. We need each other to exist and survive and move on and evolve. If you say you can completely cut yourself off from other people, you are lying, right? You're human. You're meant to be able to lean on and support and collaborate with other human beings. That's part of it. So don't get too carried away with the whole screw other people. It's like, you're kind of put here to serve other people to some degree. So don't forget that part. Everything is the man's fault, always, absolutely. If you have that kind of mindset, you will have such easy relationships, and every single problem in your relationships, you'll be able to solve very easily. I had a perfect woman. After the kids, she's just a mother, not my soul anymore. Did she get fat? That sounds like she got fat. A lot of the time, it's not even that complex. Both of you just got unattractive. If you stopped working on being exciting to her, having sex appeal, you stop putting the pressure on her to like do things that make you find her attractive and keep her looking attractive in your eyes, yeah, it's gonna die. The relationship is gonna die. She's just gonna become a mother, and you're just gonna become the breadwinner, right? So if you want your relationship to be exciting again, do exciting shit. Simple as that. Jason, I got a question. Go ahead, shoot. So reinforcement as much as you can then. Well, not as much as you can in terms of like repetition, more like impact. Does that make sense? If you do something once, for most women are smart. You do something once in terms of like punishing a certain behavior, they're most likely not going to do it again, right? So it's not something you got to do repetitively over and over again. Once you let it be known that you don't like certain things or you don't want certain things, they're not going to do it. As long as the respect level is high. The only time that they revert back to disobedience is when you start losing respect in their eyes. But that's a different problem entirely. Here's the thing, though. You have to remember, like with the whole Omalai situation, if you think about it like a standard you have to give her, then you're doing it correctly. You don't have to punish her all the time for bad behavior. You just have to think about it like this. You are my girl, and because you are my girl and I'm a man of a certain standard, there's a certain standard you not have to keep as well, right? So if you frame it like that, then the expectation is set and everything will go fine from there. That's how it should work. That's usually how it would work. What up, G Money? How you doing? I've never been called G Money in a day in my life, though. How do I, wait, hold on, what? What is that English? Without turning to controlling. Oh, you want to be able to set boundaries without being controlling. Well, first of all, I wouldn't worry too much about being controlling, right? Like, the most controlling thing you can do is worry about being controlling. The creepiest thing you can do is worry about being creepy. The neediest thing you can do is worry about being needy. So if you try to go out of your way to not be controlling, you end up doing just that, right? Because that's just how the human subconscious works. That's the first thing. Secondly, and this is very important, you don't want to think about it like boundaries. You want to think about it like standards. Don't give her a wall to not cross. Give her an expectation to meet. Stop protecting her from going too low. Just make sure her eyes are fixed on where you want her to go. And naturally, as she's doing what you want her to do, she will not have the time to do what you don't want her to do. Think about it like losing weight. If you're fat and you want to lose weight, if you think about it like, I can't eat cookies, I can't eat donuts, I can't eat cake, all you're going to do is not do the right thing. Does that make sense? Because all you're focused on is not doing the wrong thing. Does that make sense? As opposed to if you just fill up your schedule with, in the morning I'm going to have this healthy meal, and in the afternoon I'm going to have this healthy meal, at night I'm going to have this healthy meal before I go to sleep. If you keep your mind focused on doing the right thing, doing the wrong thing is naturally going to disappear, right? So that's how you should treat it with girls as well. Don't think of it like, trying to stop her from doing the wrong thing. Think of it like, focus on doing these things for me. And the more she just does the right things for you, she's naturally not going to do the wrong things to you. Simple as that. What's up, Jace? How you doing, Don? Should we compromise with girls? Let's say I propose to come to my crib. She said, let's go on a date. If you're dealing with a girl for the first time, and this is a girl you like, you probably want to see again, even past the first date, then sure. Like in the beginning, do just enough to make it convenient enough for them to comply to you. Like they have to comply to you. That's inevitable. But you have to make it okay for them to comply to you. Does that make sense? If this is a girl that you've been seeing for a while and she's trying to put up like, oh, I don't want to come to your house, let's go on a date, that's different. Right? That now you might be getting used. Now you might be getting disrespected by your own girl. But if it's a girl that you don't know from anywhere, why would you even bring a girl that you don't know from anywhere to your house? I hate when I hear dating coaches say that stuff. Like, it's bad dating advice. You don't know this person. You do not know this person. And you should treat her like you don't know her. There should be a barrier to entry to even knowing where you live. So, no. Go on the date and then decide where the date is going to be and decide what time you get there and decide what, how the date is going to go. But no, don't bring her to your place. You can decide that after the date goes well, if you think it goes well, if you actually like this girl past, meeting her in person, then sure, then you can bring her to your place. But until then, yeah, she's right for making sure that you have standards. Have standards, damn it. Now, if you don't like the girl, that's a different thing. And even then, you still shouldn't bring her to your place. You don't know this person. How to deal with a religious woman who think everything is a sin. You don't. You go and find girls who aren't... Like, it's too much work to put into a girl that's just like every other girl. Literally go and find another one. Don't waste your time. Just to be clear, it wasn't anything too intense, but a little more than just being disagreeable. What are we talking about? That is literally the first message I've seen in your question that I knew you wanted to ask me. I get your point though. Maybe I answered. I hope I did. If I didn't, type it again, but this time make sure you do it correctly, because TikTok does remove comments if it's too raunchy, so to speak. What's up, everyone? How you doing, San Andrews? How you doing? Hypergamy is real, very real. So we the prize, not them. Yeah, I mean, I hate when people say, "Oh, I'm the prize, not her." You want her to be the prize too, because then that makes you look better. If she's like, what you want, a girl that's not the prize? No, you want a girl that is a prize as well. It's two prizes come together, but you're the better prize. That's how you want to think about it, okay? The perfect balance can be tough at times. It can be, but you'll learn as time goes. Please, who's that? Is that a chick? Yeah, that's exactly what I expect from someone that looks like that. How to keep excitement in a relationship, even if you've been together for a long time. You keep creating opportunities and pockets for tension. That's really what creates excitement, is the tension. Like, again, I always use this analogy, and I'll repeat it as many times until you get it. There's a reason soap operas, right, for those of you that are like fans of like CW, or maybe you're Spanish-speaking Telemundo, whatever the hell you like. There's a reason every soap opera ends in a cliffhanger. And what is a cliffhanger? It's conflict. There's resolution and there's conflict. There's things going well in the show, things moving towards the goal of the show that you all as the audience want to get to, and then there's things moving away from it. Maybe the ultimate thing about the show is like it's this guy and this girl and they love each other, but things keep happening where there's near misses and they just can't end up together. Something has to happen at the end of every episode of that show where it looks like they're not going to end up together. Why? Because that's what will motivate you to see if they end up resolving that conflict by the next episode. That's the motivation. The tension you feel from, oh my God, they might not end up together, is the drive that you have to want to watch the next episode. That's simple. So it's tension. Same thing with relationships. It's the tension you feel. Create some small pockets of anxiety and tension, and you're fine. And you'd be surprised how many things you can do that can overtly create tension and covertly create tension. I always lean more towards competition anxiety because, one, it's the easiest thing to do. And two, it's one of the best ways to mark, your ability to replace your woman. Like, people don't like to hear this, but it's very true. Women want to feel like they're with a guy that can't replace them. Why? Because that's what makes them feel like they're with a guy that is better than them. And that is what women want ultimately. They want a guy that's better than them. The thing, though, is they don't like to deal with the things that come with being with a guy that's better than them. Part of which is he can replace her anytime he wants. But that tension, that anxiety is part of why she wants to stay and try and win him over from the clutches of other girls. Does that make sense? How I got out ugly, they still want me. I got out ugly. I got out ugly. What are we talking about right now? Oh, Nisha, with your need to not to be ugly or something. Get uglier then. See if you don't want to, get ugly or whatever. Really, it's not hard to get ugly. Like, literally throw away all your makeup, stop showering, eat as much junk food as you can in massive, copious quantities, and throw away all your form-fitting clothes, dresses. Go out of your way to not have any friends. That's a really big one. You don't want to look like you have a social life. And wear maybe either a bad wig or fuck a wig. Cut your hair bald completely. That should work. Yeah. Jace, do you think there is such a thing as true love, or men or mean to love more than one woman? True love exists. I just happen to truly love multiple women. Like true love has nothing to do with monogamy. If that's what you're asking, you'll have a mother and a father. Hopefully, you have both in your life. Hopefully, you love them both. But that's the thing, though. You can love them both. Right? I love my mom. I love my dad. I don't need to like be. Oh my God, which one do I? I can only love one. Oh no, no. We're humans. We're meant to be collaborative in that way. You can love as many people as you want to. That's it. Like true love can exist, yeah, with multiple women. That's it. Let's see. Not every woman needs male validation, LMAO. That was so close-minded. If that were true, you wouldn't even bother typing that message. That's kind of the beauty of it, Ember. If you actually believe that, you wouldn't care to even type that. But, what do I know? Can I get in the box? What box? Don't be grateful, just ghost them. What kind of supervillain ass talk is don't be grateful about life? What is wrong with people? Be grateful for life. Just ghost them is not a solution to all your problems. That's weird. Even as a guy talking to the guys about how to get girls, I wouldn't even say that. Oh, just ghost them. How happy is your life that you're even doing that? Come on. Be grateful. Don't forget the goal at the end of the day is to feel fulfillment. It's to feel fulfilled. To feel like you're doing something with your life. To feel like you're doing something, you're adding value to people's lives. Just ghosting people is just what scared people say when they don't want to risk getting hurt by others. It's pathetic. Stop doing that. That's weird. So taking care of ourselves and not going off the deep end physically is all for male validation. Yes, literally. I have too much evidence to support it. You can hate me for saying it, but it's true. That's it. It's all from male validation. Now, I'll put it like this. It's because someone asked me this question before. Like, women say they don't put on makeup for men. Is that true? This is how I answer it. Women put on makeup for themselves. But the only way they can get the benefit of putting on makeup is if men exist. You see how that works? So yeah, it is a selfish endeavor in the end. But men are a necessary tool to meet that selfish endeavor. Let's be honest here. And I know this for a fact, right? I deal with women all my life, all that good stuff. Women don't put on makeup unless they can find a way to use it to gain validation from men. Now, the validation they want to get is selfish, sure. But ultimately, they're not going to waste putting on makeup if they can't get it in front of the eyes of some men somewhere. So even when you're at home by yourself, you got to put it on social media. You got to. You've never in a single day in your life put on makeup and not found a way to get a man to see it. Am I lying? The first few girlfriends I ever dated went to all girls schools. I know what the hell y'all do when it's just you there and there's no men. Trust me. I know. Don't punish in a relationship, but go back and forth till it's diminished. There are behaviors you do want to stop by removing your time and attention. Like, it's not that punishing is bad, it's that people don't know how to do it correctly. They don't know what punishment is. The best way to punish, and I've always told men about this, the best way to punish is to remove your time and attention. That's really what matters when you punish. Removing your time and attention is how you punish. Anything you put attention to will increase. Anything you remove your attention from will decrease. So as long as you're distributing your time and attention correctly, you're fine. Just ran into my first mid-30 today. I'm glad I can get her. Mid-30, oh, you got mills, huh? Yeah, that'll be easy for you, honestly. How to get out of a dry spell. You start talking to as many girls as possible. Stop being lazy. Hey, Jace, what if you're far gone with religious girl and she's slightly adjusting? No, you get out of there. I don't care how far gone you are with her. I don't care. You have the discipline to say no to that. That's not the experience you want. You want girls to put out, right? Okay, then. Throw her away. Go find girls to put out. Stop being lazy. Go and talk to girls. It's very, like, I gotta scold you a little bit here because, like, come on, protect your own mind. Why would you, everything you do is building a new synaptic map in your brain. Everything you do is telling yourself on a subconscious level what's possible for you. Why would you train yourself to believe that the only girls you deserve to have are the ones that don't even want you like that? Come on, son. Come on. Go and get girls that will put out. There's girls out there that are just dying to get naked with you, but you gotta go find them. You gotta go find them. Get rid of Miss Religious. Get rid of her. Go find the girls you want. What I said was in regards to the question I asked about breaking rapport. Oh, okay, that's fine. Uh, yeah, go bald. Everything you said didn't work. You haven't gone bald yet, Nisha. Don't lie to me. Your teaching of framing works like a charm. I know. I should be humble and say thank you, but you don't do something for 10 years and not good at it. Sorry. But yeah, I guess thank you too. It's not validating to me. I don't care. Just go do it some more and practice it till you get it right. Very important. Framing is everything in game. Everything in game. Jace, how your day been, Sensei? Amazing. And every time I feel amazing, I come on live. So I know it's always going to be a banger whenever I'm in alignment, so to speak. Okay, I understand. Why is she calling me right now? Sorry, guys. Let me decline this real quick. There we go. Call me later. Let's see. Okay, I understand that. Cool. What is frame and how to hold it? You're asking me, like, I'm particularly angry that you are asking me that, Mexicans. You should know better than that by now. I have an entire series on YouTube if you want to check out what frame is and how to hold it. It is on YouTube and it's called, what is it called? I forgot what I named it. Just type in Jace the Pickup Scientist frame. The video should pop up. It'll all be there, I promise. I agree, yes. Sure. Oh, that's a girl. Kiki Tate. Your last name really Tate? That's so cute. That's what you look like. Yeah, I expect you to agree. I have LOL. You've gone bald, Nisha? I don't believe you. Pixar didn't happen. I want this girl, but she says that I am a player. How can I get around this? That's not a bad thing. That's almost a compliment. She's literally telling you she thinks that you're pre-selected by women, and she finds you attractive. All you got to do from there is just make her feel a little special, and then it'll open up the floodgates for you. Just literally tell her, yeah, whatever. Don't worry about these other girls. I'm focused on you right now. Boom. That's it. You don't have to defend your player status. You don't have to deny it. You don't have to beat the allegations. No. You're a player. That's good. I'm a player that has a little more time in my calendar for a girl like you, right? Sure, like, yeah, whatever. There's other girls, whatever. Don't worry about them. I'm focused on you now. Let's get to know each other. Boom. You're fine. I have permanent makeup, so I don't when to do much of anything. Just be, huh? That is not English. I'm not reading that. That is not, either retype that or I don't know. Just that's not English. I'm not reading that. I almost had a stroke reading that. I have to put on makeup. Didn't care who's seen it. I don't care about men at all. You def can get to that point. As a woman, I don't believe you. Have. But you already typed have in the first one. Where's the, whatever. Bro, you saw what Omale did, how you let that happen, and if it happened, what to do. I made a video about it. My literal last upload is about that. Go watch it. Your opinion on bops. Isn't that just the new name for slits and hoes and harlots and whore and like, is that not the whole thing, or does bop mean something entirely different? Let me know, because my opinion on hoes would be kind of weird. How do you keep a relationship exciting? Because you typed exiting, but don't worry, I fixed that for you. How do you keep a relationship exciting even if you've known each other for a long time? I already answered that question. Were you here? I'm gonna answer it again. Keep your relationship exciting by manipulating tension correctly. You have to have good and bad emotions in quick successions. That's how you create tension in your relationship. And that tension is what will make the relationship feel exciting. All excitement is tension, if you really think about it. Excitement is an outburst of tension. So the more tension you have in your relationship, the better. What you need to do is get good at creating reasons for that tension. May I suggest, the most effective one there is out there, competition anxiety. When your woman knows there's other women in your life or around you, hovering around you, orbiting around you, that might try to get you to replace her, she tends to act a little better around you. That's my personal opinion, years of experience, all that. So do with that information what you want. I all bald. Oh, you're bald right now? Is that what you're saying? Again, Pixar didn't happen. I'll go talk to girls so they can beg for all my time and drain my pockets. No thanks, I'll leave it to you. Hey, no problem, man. That's why I have all these women in my life. A lot of you, the reason I have so many girls around me is because men like you are too lazy to do the bare minimum to be interesting. And by the way, and don't say like, oh, it's because I'm protecting my wallet. Shut up. I know, look, that money you're trying to protect, you spend it on something. So clearly you're not really trying to protect that money. Don't lie to yourself. You're just scared to get hurt. the hell out of here with that weak shit. That's why you don't get girls anyway. You don't know how to take risks. Anyway, how to tell my girl I don't want her to be the only one. You literally tell her just like that. Like, just as you told it to me, say it to her like that. What you're really asking me is, how do you survive the consequences of that? The way to do that is complete nonchalance. Hey, listen, it is what it is. I don't think I am a one-woman type of guy, and it's not because of you, and it's not because, like, I'm trying to get one over you or insult you somehow. It just, I know myself. I've never been okay with monogamy or any of that nonsense. I'm just the kind of guy that wants a lot of women in my life, and if you don't understand that, I completely understand. The door is that way, but I'd prefer you stay here. I like you, I love you, I like spending time with you. I love growing together with you. I just want to be able to have other girls in the picture as well. Again, if you don't think that's something you can do, that's fine. I mean, I'd hate to see you go. Hate. I would hate to see you go, but it is what it is. Say it just like that. Right? It's not that telling her what you want is hard. It's just you don't know how to do it like a man. You don't know how to have balls about it and say it with your chest. Once you put your balls on the line, then you do it. That's it. Let's see. How to tell my girlfriend's boyfriend that I don't want him in my... That's funny. How do you do pickup after the Me Too era? The same way I've been doing it for years before the Me Too era. The Me Too era didn't affect pickup. If anything, it enhanced it. Because you have to understand, when women say stuff like, we don't want men approaching us, they're really talking about men like, I don't want to say you, because I don't know you. Actually, I'm saying you, because you think the Me Too era like affects it at all. But okay, let me give you some knowledge you don't have. Women do this thing where they're biologically incentivized to throw men off the scent. They're biologically incentivized to deceive men about how to get them. And they do that for two major reasons. One, to make it so that there's a barrier to entry to getting them. They don't want it to be too easy to bag them, right? That's one. Two is they want to filter out men like you that don't know any better. And that's important for them. They need men with a certain level of competence so they can feel safe and secure. Those are the kind of men that they feel safe and secure with, right? Okay. When they say stuff like, we don't want men to approach, they're saying that in the hopes that it deters men who are too lazy and too risk averse to do something like that. Now, men like me, I approach women all the time. I have never gotten Me Too. You want to know why? Because I know that women actually want to get approached. Like, no matter what they say they want, women want and respond to certain things about men. One of those things is giant balls. And I'm not just talking physically. I'm talking about the ability to take risks successfully and be smooth about it. The ability to handle rejection without being a baby or, crumbling like a little toddler about it, right? So when you say, how does the Me Too movement affect me? I already know you don't approach women. Like, by just saying that, I know you don't approach women. I know you're too scared of women. I know you're terrified of the idea that a woman might decide to make a big deal out of you approaching her. Now, me, on the other hand, for literally the last 10 years, I have been approaching women almost every single day. That has not stopped me. That has not stopped any man in my position that has also been approaching women. It is what it is. Does that answer the question? Cool. It's just think about it like it's like a lie women spread. Like, oh, don't approach us. But then they want you to approach. So, listen, what you said is not working. I need different advice. I don't know. Live in isolation. That might work. Why is it raining right now? Live in isolation. If you live in isolation, then there's literally no men to bother you. So you'll be fine. Hey, just how you doing, man? How you doing, L. Ross? These bops be doing lives and putting on makeup. Oh, is that what they do? Alright, fair enough. I mean, I think that's every girl, not just the bops. True. Before a first date, do you think texting a lot is good to build comfort, or she may get bored? She'll more than likely get bored, and besides, you shouldn't be using texting as a way to build comfort. You shouldn't be making girls feel comfortable in most scenarios. You really shouldn't. Like, it's a very rare scenario where you should be making a girl feel comfortable. If she goes out of her way to let you know that she's not comfortable about something, then sure, maybe give her some verbal assurance. But in most cases, what makes a girl come out to see you is not how comfortable she feels with you on the phone. It's how much she doesn't want to miss out on the opportunity to get to know you. That's really it. It's not the comfort, it's the value that drives them. So, I wouldn't worry too much about building comfort on the phone. Very important. How to ask a girl for what? If if that's what I think you're trying to say, you don't ask. You create the tension, then she'll show you signs that she wants it, then you go from there. You don't ask for it. Like it's not something you can go to like a McDonald's where you go, I just want a cheeseburger. Like that's not how it works, right? It kind of goes into what Mr. Me Too was just talking about. You can't ask a woman for consent. You create the opportunity for it. When have you ever heard, or even in a movie even, where a guy goes, I'm about to take off your bra. Is that okay? That's not how real life works. Consent in reality is a non-verbal thing. It's a body language thing. It's I feel the attraction, you feel the attraction. I'm smart enough to know that we can feel mutual attraction right now. Let me make a move, and I'll have the confidence to know you'll come with me on it. That's how it works in real life. Does that make sense? It's not I just wanted to know if it's okay for me right now to reach for your left buttock cheek. Like that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You have to be a little more socially calibrated than that. That's it. If I'm messing around with a girl that's had a girlfriend, should I feel bad and tell him? No. If anything, it's his fault you're in the picture. Let him suffer. What? You have no loyalty to this man. That's none of your business. That's none of your business. If he was doing a good job, she wouldn't be with you. So if anything, you're just the physical embodiment of his karma. That's all. Don't feel bad about it. I think men saying we want the opposite when they say what they want, that's why it don't work. Huh? Like your entire thing to try to be ugly for men? Nah, men don't really say. Okay, I'll admit there are some things that men collectively say that are the opposite of what men want, but that's mostly because those men don't know themselves any better. Like how men keep saying, oh, we want nice girls and virgins, but then you look at Instagram and what men respond to is the big booty, booty pig bitches on there. I get that, and I've heard girls talk about that. I completely understand where y'all are coming from on that. It is confusing, but I think if you really read between the lines of what men are saying, you can catch what we're saying. You know what I'm saying? That was a bar, but I hope you got it. Bro, gotta be honest, I don't understand the video about Omale. What should I do before that, and what to do after? You didn't watch the whole video. Go watch the whole video. You did not watch the whole video. If you did not watch the whole video, you don't get the right to be confused about it. Go watch the whole video, because I literally tell you at the end of it what to do there. After positioning yourself above a woman and disqualifying her, at what point can you start displaying attraction, and how much attraction is too much to undo the position you set up for yourself? So think about it like this. That's why compliance tests exist. Once you're done enough, disqualifying her and all that, the very next thing after disqualification is giving her a compliance test. The compliance test and how she responds to it is what will tell you what to do next. Because all that, showing her how much attraction you have for her stuff, that's how you reward her compliance. You don't do that until she does something for you, and then you do that as a way to encourage her to keep doing that. Does that make sense? Carrot on the stick. If you use the carrot on the stick and you get her to move from point A to point B, then you actually give her the carrot and feed her with it. Does that make sense? Don't think about it like a point in time or wait X amount of minutes. No, it's if this happens, do this. It's like code. It's like literally like writing code. If this happens, if this condition is met, do this. You disqualify her, cool. Then you give her a compliance test. If she goes along with the compliance, reward the compliance. If she doesn't go along with it, then you give her more disqualification. Does that make sense? That's how you go about it. That's your cue. How to beat emotion with emotion. You give her a standard to meet. The standard that you give her to meet is what will give her the ability to know where the line is. That's what will give her the realm of expectations for you. Does that make sense? That's how the consequences come in play. It's really that simple. But you got to give your girl standards. And I can't tell you how to do that because you have different standards than me. And it's going to be different for every guy. So, figure out what you want in your relationship and then communicate that to her. This is what I expect. This is what I want. This is the standard you got to meet. There's certain ways you can't behave. Literally tell her that verbatim. I will tell my girl all the time. You are my girl. You have a certain standard to meet. There's this you can't do, this you can't do, this you can't do. There's this I expect you to do, this I expect you to do, this I expect you to do. Figure it out for yourself. It's raining because your advice was not right for. That's funny. Attraction and how much. Oh, I already read that one. Let's see. Scroll. Asking is a turn off for them. She will let you know beforehand. Literally, yeah. But like even that right there, she will let you know beforehand. A lot of men won't even understand that. You know, a lot of men don't understand how she'll let you know. Because then when you say that, the average man with no social intelligence at all is gonna be like, oh, she's just gonna tell me when she wants to fuck. It's like, no, she's not gonna tell you when she wants to, you know, get naked with you. She's gonna send you cues. She's gonna send you some kind of hint and stuff like that. It's like that one video people were stitching. When was it, last week? The one was like, why don't men get hints? And all the men on this app were like, oh, why don't you just communicate directly? Women will never communicate directly. And the fact that grown men expect them to is kind of weird, honestly. Women are not gonna risk themselves that much. It takes a lack of fear of rejection to be able to go out and say what you want, especially for women. Women just don't have that lack of fear of rejection. So it's better you just understand what they're talking about without them having to spell it out loud. It makes you look better. It makes you look better than other men. It makes you look far more socially intelligent. Let's see. Is being a provider protector predetermined, or is it something you can become? Yes, every man is born neutral, and then usually society forms you with thoughts, beliefs, ideas, of philosophy into a provider. Becoming a protector will make you have to act in direct opposition to provider behavioral cues. So, especially like these traditional men, these traditional tradcon men, those are like the perfect examples of provider types. The men who revolve their entire life around pleasing women and helping the woman meet her biological imperative. So you gotta think about it like this. Once you start thinking about it from an evolutionary psychology point of view and realize that women have their biological imperative to meet and men have their biological imperative to meet, and it's usually the exact opposite, then it'll be easy for you to identify which men are living in accordance to helping women meet their needs and which men are living in accordance to helping themselves meet their own selfish endeavor. All being a protector versus provider is one man is selfish, the other man is not. And the man that's selfish will win long term. The man who puts himself down as a fucking floor carpet for women, that man's gonna lose long term, right? So read books like Sperm Wars. It'll really explain it to you, the different like long-term versus short-term dating strategies. Because it's ironic how they even say that short-term dating strategy, just the guy she's gonna have fun with, the exciting guy. Long-term, that's the guy women want. Women don't want Russell Wilsons. They want futures. Russell Wilsons are just necessities for them. Actually, I have a video I'm putting out about that later, so you'll see all that stuff. Let's see. Recommend books to get better. I have an entire book recommendation series. Go watch it. It's on my YouTube. How to be really good when doing the I need that 10 years experience. How do I say this without getting kicked off of TikTok? You just need to focus on 3 things. Overstimulation, rhythm, consistency. That's it. Overstimulation, rhythm, consistency. I would say the overstimulation and the rhythm part are the most important part. The consistency, sure, is just doing the same thing over a long period of time. But overstimulation. One thing I always tell my girls, I wish I was born with 4 arms. Oh, why didn't God mutate me to have 4 arms? Why? Because if I had 4 arms, I would have more than 2. And if I have more than 2 arms and I have 2 pairs of arms, then I can touch and rub and flick and lick a lot more different places at the same time. It's the different feelings at the same time that creates that giant burst in the climax for women. That's how you get good at sex, right? The rhythm is what creates like a pace for each type of motion and sensation. And then the consistency is just doing those first 2 things over a long period of time. If you can figure that out without having me to like spell it out and risk getting kicked off of TikTok, good for you. If you can't, wait till I drop the course. Wait till I drop the course. Book recommendations for learning it. I got book recommendations on my YouTube. Go on YouTube, type in the search bar, Jace the Pickup Scientist, book recommendations. You will see them there. Bro, I watched it and did not understand what to do, say ECC. I already answered that question. Bro, I was tripping. I do know what frame is. My bad, no problem. She don't want it. She don't want what? What's up? It's Jace, not Chase. Oh, you corrected yourself. Thank you for that. That's why cool therapy is useless. Exactly. I've heard about that too, by the way. Freakest thing you ever done? I'm not going to answer that question here.